Okay, this is a fun problem. So the rotation of the small wheel in the figure causes the large wheel to rotate through how many degrees? Does the large wheel rotate if the small one, or I'm sorry, how many degrees does the large wheel rotate if the small wheel rotates 45 degrees? So let me try to kind of give you a picture of this. So here's a small wheel, and that's about 45 degrees, so it's going to rotate about that much, right? So I'm giving you the arc length right there, and the reason I'm doing that is because this other wheel is going to rotate less than 45 degrees. It'll be somewhat less. Um, and what's going on is what the arc length of the small gear is going to be same as the arc length of the larger gear right here. Okay, so whatever the smaller one rotates, that arc length is actually going to match the arc length of the larger one because that's driving it. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, so the arc length of the first one, we'll just call the small one the first one, is going to be equal to the arc length of the second one. Okay, so what is the formula for arc length? Well, arc length is equal to your radius times theta, right? The radius, the length of the radius, and then your angle of rotation right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up an equation for both of these and then solve for the unknown. Now, typically, you need to convert your degrees into radians. If we don't do that here, it's not really a big deal because we're going to set up a ratio. But just be aware that sometimes it is important that you convert the degrees to radians, and if you're unsure, then just go ahead and do it. But in this particular case, it won't make a difference. So let's see. So the small gear, that arc length is 5.12 times 45 degrees, okay? And then that's equal to the arc length of the larger gear, which has a radius of 8.09, and then we're going to multiply that by, we don't know, so we'll call it theta, right? So that our angle of rotation right there for the large gear. And then all you have to do here is divide both sides by 8.09, 8.09, and we should be good. So let me grab my calculator. And let's see. All right, so 5.12 times 45, and then we're going to divide that by 8.09. And we get 28.479. Let's see, what does it say? To the nearest tenth. Okay, so we just have to round one decimal place. Okay, so that's going to round us to 28.5. So it's going to be 28.5 degrees. There you go.